All right, so welcome back to This Life on the Sept of the Hearth's Fire in beautiful Duluth, Minnesota, where Charlotte is on a mission. A holy mission, a sacred mission. She's burdened with glorious purpose. And as a result, has brought along the appeasing bottle of wine that almost always seems to help at least a little when she's talking to the Furies. Especially Neri. Neri does like the bottle of wine. Pretty much won't talk to her without it. So yeah, she's snagged a bottle of wine and is puttering along to the public housing, letting herself in, kind of glancing, like does the lean into the public room, like the big living area, to kind of scan a glance around, see if the people she's looking for are there.
You actually don't see Neri or Artemi in the public housing?
Neri,
Melanthe doesn't actually spend a lot of time in the public room, so she's probably in her room.
no, that is 100% legit. No, she just kind of leans to check, just on the off chance that, like, maybe she's in the kitchen or something. She'd feel stupid if she walked by and she was there. So there's like the lean in. She probably gets a funny look or two as she kind of scans around, leans out, and starts puttering down the hall. Gives a tippity tap at Melanthe's door.
It's answered after a minute by a Melanthe. She looks about the same as she has looked for a bit now, since gaining herself a roommate, which is, well, technically more rested, arguably more tired. I'm just kind of blinks at Charlotte.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Everything okay? You're looking kind of rough.
Preoccupied. But no, I need you. Or, well, you need me? I'm not sure which. Both, probably.
Potentially both. Definitely one. But if it's both, that would be gratuitous.
I need to go talk to the Chimerlings. And you do as well, so.
Oh. Have I ever told you I treasure you?
No?
Oh, well then.
She looks kind of startled, like, what?
Then I treasure you. Especially in this moment where potentially life-saving things could happen. Oh, and brought peace offering? Kind of. Or, friendly bribe, whatever you want to call it.
Don't think we are at war, so bribe is fine.
Yeah, she'll pick up the bottle of wine and just offer it over. She's at least gotten a running trend on what Artemi and Neri will generally drink, like the range of what they'll go for. So she
largely drinks whatever she's handed.
Yeah, she
doesn't do a lot of drinking on her own, which is probably a good thing. But just like if you hand it to her, it usually ends up consumed.
Yeah, she's essentially offered the whole bottle, just kind of like, here, I brought you this. Dear Lord, I'm not going to say you look like you need it, but you look like you need it. Like, it's a bottle of wine.
Yeah, she'll take it in her empty hand. Her other hand is occupied with, actually, she's got thread, like, wrapped around her hand. There's the drop spindle, just...
It's like the blink, the slow head tilt. Oh, the thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What thing?
She kind of points to the drop spindle.
She looks down at it like she'd forgotten it was even there. Like, this is clearly something... Charlotte has actually watched her do it. This is something that Melanthe basically does in her sleep. Like, it's just like, my hands are moving. My brain is a million miles away. Oh. Yes, I should wrap that up here. And she'll just like hands the bottle back and
takes it,
putting it away. But how did you know? I should probably have come and said something a week ago, but
you know what? Shit's been real.
It has, yes. Too real, I think, but
yeah. I've actually got a handful of things to show you and a favor to beg and plead of you.
It's just that like sure, why not kind of shrug thing. Puts the spindle away, and then we'll like motion her to head towards the kitchen because that's where we store the wine glasses.
And she will, I mean, very potentially kind of blink a time or two if Calliope is making noises waking up, because Charlotte has not been as tapped in as she normally is. And she heard, but let's face it, she hasn't allocated a lot of memory to random comings and goings and has probably half forgotten that there's someone staying with Calanthe.
Yeah, you'll see her in the background. She actually gets up, see her stretch and everything. Like she look over her shoulders. Her hair is all down and unruffled. She kind of raises an eyebrow when she sees Charlotte just standing there, like, "Buh."
And Melanthe just kind of like lifts up the bottle of wine and is like,
Just kind of stares at Charlotte. You know what I mean? It's that type of stare. You know, what's in the pictures. Just
There's just kind of a shrug. Hey,
hello.
fancy meeting you here.
She does live here.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
It's a nod.
Charlotte, you have met my sister from Greece, yes?
Yup. Just kind of the big nod of like, yep, that we have done that. Not being sassy about it, just the nod of, oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Calliope just nods, standing there, kind of idly playing with, like, rubbing her thumb along one of her fingers.
So, I'll go snag glasses and a corkscrew, but this, you know what, on every level is probably a conversation we should have on the lower side of the lake.
Okay.
So I will snag things if need be. I will grab a picnic blanket.
She kind of shrugs and kind of lofts the bottle again and looks at Calliope. Do you want me to leave you a glass?
She just shrugs. Do you want me to go with you?
She looks at Charlotte, who has just declared that this should be a private conversation. She's like,
I mean, in this case, she actually, surprisingly enough, kind of gives a shrug. Fine with me.
Sure, why not?
Just nods once, kind of awkwardly. You know, she kind of
Being social is good for you. She grins, knowing full well how horribly hypocritical that statement is.
She is currently, in this magical moment, the biggest fucking hypocrite on Sept.
Oh, yeah.
Calliope just rubs her hair. Probably, but we have been spending a lot of time in bed.
Man, Charlotte really needs to go to the kitchen and get some wine glasses.
There's a smirk on Calliope's face, looking at the Philodox like, oh yeah. Yep,
The
I said that.
Philodox just doesn't ask. Because if she doesn't ask, she doesn't know and she doesn't have to do anything about it. It's a magical process called plausible deniability.
Melanthe just like...
Yeah, I mean, you get to see the vaguely perturbed Philodox face. It's like, wow, man, look at my wrist. I need to get wine glasses. Like,
time for wine.
Yeah, she just marches like, wow, I am yet again burdened with glorious purpose. the please don't have outright broken the litany, please. And don't tell me.
Can't make babies. It's fine.
That's not what the tenant says. I realize it doesn't make sense, but that's not what the tenant says.
Honestly, it does.
No?
Loosely translated.
Translation is the burden of the Philodox. But yeah, there's just the marching of like, I didn't hear shit. And within a pretty quick amount of time, she will retrieve 3 wine glasses instead of 2. And is it still like snow crazy out there? Is there still a lair?
There's a bit. There's 1 or 2 bits. It's not as bad as it has been.
Sure. You know what? There's probably another one in
so
here.
A lot of it's melted.
Yeah, she definitely finds like, she's like, I know I left it here. and roots around in like the big fuck off linen closet and finally like ha, and finds that beautiful, beautiful outdoor weather type blanket that's waterproofed on one side for just such moments as these. Like, ha, yes, technology.
Yeah, but when Charlotte goes off, Calliope will just not smirk awkwardly. I'm sorry if I'm wandering around you like a child. I just points to her head. So
I am sure you have noticed precisely how much of a social butterfly I am, and how terribly I chafe at your presence. Yes.
just don't really know what to do.
Yeah, that's me most days.
Just
I'm
nods.
still trying to figure out how and what to say to Pegasus. So
You'll figure it out.
your faith in me is reassuring.
Well, you seem to handle yourself well last time. This Charlotte, she's your friend?
I think that is safe to say yes.
Just a nod. Just a
I
nod.
had not expected that, but she's difficult to dislike. More so than you would think for one of our tribe.
Just nods one-sidedly. You will notice that she puts something back under the bed very calmly, very casually. As if, you didn't need to see what I was bringing.
You definitely weren't bringing something to stab people with. I definitely didn't see.
Nope.
No, not
Nope.
no. Who would
Nope.
do that? Melanthe doesn't go anywhere without at least one knife on her person, so Calliope knows that already.
Oh, Calliope's armed to the teeth, but she just puts something back. She's like, I'm just gonna...
The garrote can stay. All right, that's cool.
I will trust your judgment, then. I am not very well versed with the tradition of the Weaver.
Neither am I. And I intend to keep it that way, but this one, there are exceptions to every rule.
Just nod. I will try. I will be civil. She just nods to herself like, yes, that is the rude answer that I can give. As long as she's not rude. Nods. Yeah, and she'll just walk out after Melanthe, following you guys to get wine glasses and shit.
Melanthe stops to get like 4 different layers of scarf and
A big smushy sweater.
oh yeah, it's like gloves, 2 scarves, a sweater, the really poofy down coat that goes down past her knees.
I feel like this is one of those like American versus Canadian moments. You've got Calliope on one side, you've got Melanthe on the other. Calliope is like, what you talking about? This is warm.
Calliope may be from Greece, but she's lived in Canada a long time.
Exactly.
And it's just like, this is hell, and you keep telling me it's going to get colder, and I'm not okay with this.
And I don't like it.
Why
So
are
eventually,
you-
you guys make it down to the southern end of the lake. It's a bit less freezing there. It's just more eerie. Always is down around this area. Like, ugh. But you set down the blanket and put the wine glasses down the table. Calliope just sits there awkward, like, this is friendship and bonding type sit. I'm just gonna sit here watching the two of you.
She will at least make the effort, especially with Melanthe coming out looking like a slightly destuffed pillow. Only slightly, though.
Only slightly.
Only slightly. We'll make sure she picks a point further away from the lake shore and with some cover between it and the lake shore, so that Melanthe does not die. Because that seems considerate. But yeah, once you guys have plunked down, and she will, pull out the corkscrew, let people get a hold of some of the wine, and we'll actually, having puttered over and thought about it, think about it, and go, oh, actually, I think I have something you might need to see. So I'll lead with that. And promptly, as a glasswalker do, pulls out her phone and starts flicking through the gallery. Actually ends up like something else in her satchel makes a bloop noise, and she actually pulls out the iPad so she'll get a bigger image. And we'll answer the message from herself and pull up the pictures from a display of runestones and designs and whatnot. And as she is pulling it up, we'll be like, so I had a moment to talk to someone, and she was casting runes, I guess. And while I didn't understand it very well, I want to say she mentioned a Pegasus, and so I imagine this is probably right in your wheelhouse, and you'll understand it better than I do.
Hey, Mer, look what that looks familiar as. Buddy, old pal, friend. Really, eerily, scarily familiar.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
That, well, hang on. I'll actually see this with the image.
I'm looking at pictures. She's looking at pictures. I don't know what the pictures look like.
It's that one. There you go. That is what it looks like from that vision you saw.
Essentially, yeah, it's the same design, but the picture itself is like, it is obviously a picture of like pebbles with little glyphs on them on the ground, and the tree is more like blood spatter in the dirt. But yeah, it's definitely that design. But there are little glyphs on the different stones, and she will offer it over and show her how to zoom in, zoom out, and point at a few.
The immediate reaction to Melanthe laying eyes on the screen of the phone is both hands go up defensively, and she like flinches back.
Okay, it tips back towards her almost immediately to like break line of sight. Not good.
What? Where is this from?
We briefly had someone on set who could cast runes, and she and I were talking, and she started setting all this up. And I know what some of the glyphs are, but I'm not a Theurge. Translating visions and things and prophecies and whatever is really not my wheelhouse.
She aligned them like so?
Yeah.
Or just... And she makes like a throwing motion in the snow.
No, she set it up with purpose. I think she was trying to put down what she saw.
Who was this?
I promise not to make a big thing of it. They're trying to get her away from some of the nastier influences that brought on things like this. So
Yeah,
I'd rather not give away a name. But she did point out some of them. She said, I took notes. She pulls up her phone again. So the iPad is the one that has the picture on it. She is pulling up her phone and like scrolling through something. I took notes. She pointed out a couple and said they were a person like this or someone like that or a thing like this. But it started with talking about what if, life and death had a child. If you were this, what would you do? And I said that if I was Order, I'd probably try to control it. And she started laying this out. So I asked permission, I took some pictures, and I figured I'd bring it to someone who knew what it was. Or could at least
not
learn
a
more
thing
from
to
it.
be controlled, I think. But
I mean, it doesn't sound like it, but she seemed to think it was a pretty satisfactory answer for what something like that would try to do. Like, I got the gist. She actually put down something before this, and she scrolls up through the notes. There was a symbol of the wild and the worm twined together, almost like they were joining into one symbol, and then the weaver was set away, like it was being kept outside of a boundary.
I have seen this. And she kind of closes her eyes and shakes her head for a second. It is a thing that brings more questions than answers for now. But if there is another who has seen it also, I do not intend to make a fuss, but it would be good to know who.
I mean, for what it's worth, she's not on Sept anymore. I think they've already left.
I can find her. I would just say behind Melanthe. Like the rune hackle just fucking raises. I mean, she's just like, look at it. Melanthe can feel it. The fucking sus levels are going off like a fucking spectrum.
So glance over. I know where they've gone. The problem isn't finding them.
The problem is that you gave your word.
There's a point. I can ask them if they'd mind if I set up contact between you, but I don't want to violate my word.
Seems reasonable.
Would the image with the gloves do you any favors, or would you rather I just kept it put away?
I should probably study it.
She just flat hands over the iPad, leaves it as the open thing. It's pretty well charged, so just shows her, like, there is the on-off button. You just, well, hold on. She resets it, kills a bunch of stuff on it, but sets the password to essentially just be a swipe thing. So once she's cleaned, at least,
Took off all the porn.
Yeah, once she has removed all her porn, by which I mean all of her Glasswalker fucking shenanigans, which she has backups of, so she just quickly runs through and deletes a bunch of shit, makes sure it's kind of scrubbed, but leaves the picture pulled up and, shows her where the button is to turn the screen on and off. You just swipe and it'll just pull up the image right away.
And she's a child of the modern world, so she's not looking at this like it's some kind of demonic object, but there's definitely a great kind of expression on her face.
But yeah. So, all things considered, figured it was a good thing for you to have. Now that I thought about it.
I am not practiced in reading runes, but yeah.
I can send you actually, here. And she just picks up her phone, and soon enough there's a bloop and a little message drop saying you've received a message. She has some sort of system hooked up between the two, so yeah, she just bloops over the file with all the messages or the notes she's taken. She scrubbed the messages too. Scrubbed the gallery. There are photos in there that Melanthe nor anyone else needs to see. But yeah, I took notes on what she said, what she pointed out, the things that I could actually kind of figure out between the lot and the stones that she pointed to and gave me information about. But I figure if not you, then maybe, let me make sure I get the name right. If not you, then maybe Forgotten Earth.
I can ask. This will mostly end up being my project, I think. But I am certainly not above asking for help when I am out of my depth. Was this the thing you came for?
Actually, no. I just, as we were getting set up to walk out, I remembered it had been mentioned and it just kind of floated to the top of my head. No. But I do need some help with something. I need to offer contrition to someone, and as you know, it means I need to offer them a gift, something of value to them. And I need to pick up some information. The problem is that the information is in a place where even I can't really get to it through my usual means. And for one, I can't speak to spirits, but for two, you being the opposite of my wheelhouse is actually kind of potentially perfect.
Your what?
The whole accusation of being Weaver affiliated isn't exactly founded on nothing. I work better with, she kind of waggles the phone. Screen's off, but she just kind of waggles it. I work better with this shit. And if I wanted to get into something like this,
The wheels thing.
wheelhouse, it's not my purview. It's not my talent.
Oh. Your idioms make no sense.
No, not really.
She just makes this like circling gesture to indicate the entire English-speaking world.
Yeah, she just shrugs. She doesn't even deny it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it occurs to me that if a wild spirit, on the other hand, was making chaos in the area, it might be really easy to just scoop up the information I need and cover my tracks.
Calliope actually just snorts and says in Greek, she thinks she knows the wild.
Melanthe responds in Greek. I think she is saying she knows she doesn't.
Calliope just shakes her head like, do you know what I mean? It's that type of grumble. Glasswalker grumble, essentially. It's all in Greek, though. So Charlotte just hears by. Oh, fucking Charlotte all hears Calliope's just fucking blathering on in some different language.
I mean, Charlotte is not stupid, so what Charlotte hears is, I'm going to say something I don't want you to understand, meaning it's probably not especially complimentary, but she just kind of chills through what is, there's no real point to being an ass about it. So she just kind of waits for them to finish.
Kind of pauses it after a second, again in Greek. Besides, none of us do. Not really. That's the point.
The Order always likes to control everything. Be wary. Just nod.
Well, she kind of like reaches over and like puts a reassuring hand on her shoulder, like, I know. I think we should back up a little.
Okay.
Who is it that you need to offer contrition to? She's like ticking things off, like thumb, finger, finger, finger.
How much do you want to be involved in sept politics? It's just, she gives her that look of, do you really want to know the details? I can do this, but once you know, you can't unknow.
I can hear gossip without being involved. Besides, you are literally involving me right now, so it would be good to know precisely what I am supposed to be helping with before I agree.
I am going to grossly oversimplify because the details are monolithic. There's kind of a schism socially between the Eyes of Valorine and almost everyone else.
I noticed.
Okay. So, it's been made very clear to me that one of the reasons for this is that they have things like information, blackmail material, things they can hold over other people. It seems like one hell of a gesture to be able to either retrieve it so it can't be used, or get something that can be held in a counter so that blackmail gestures aren't nearly as effective. Problem is, two of the most capable glasswalkers on Sept are in that pack, and there is, I'm not a slob, but coming at them from their own specialty is no way to get what I need.
That answers the question I hadn't actually asked yet. But who are you apologizing to?
In this case, I said some unfounded and unfair things to a number of the Shadow Lords.
Hmm.
Yeah, the rumbling of a room makes a noise well that the mention of Shadow Lords.
I know they're not everyone's favorite, but it doesn't change the fact that what I said was grossly out of line. And it is worthy of a patrician right.
Gestures to the north. I hear you.
It's like, sorry, man. There's
Been
like
there.
the hands kind of come up helplessly, like palms up, like I don't know what else to tell you except that, trust me, this contrition is deserved.
And so the information is to be the gift,
Yes.
which answers the third question. She kind of stops and like tilts her head thoughtfully to the side. I'm trying to think if I have anything worth blackmailing me for.
Probably not.
Nothing springs to mind.
The one potentially bad gesture that I know of that you've ever made has been corrected, so you're probably good and clean. Most of the people... She kind of pauses to think. Yeah, most of the people on this stuff have been here their entire lives, so there's a lifetime of anything they've done. Only been here a little while. But I can tell you with pretty decent certainty that any place you go, I know my apartment's bugged. I'm sure there are parts of the public housing that are bugged. Privacy isn't all it's cracked up to be, though, out here. This is where people go to not be heard, so...
The expression that she makes is a mildly disgusted one. It's probably a really good description.
She doesn't falter for it.
I should have thought to check. How lovely.
To be fair, not all of them are spiritual. The last time I swept a place, I found physical bugs from at least 3 different sources, and I'm pretty sure there were spirits knocking around too, which is why I had you do me the favor with the bees.
I should have checked. I should know better than to trust anyone.
mean, hell, I'm not even planning to remove the ones in my apartment. City's fucking dangerous. At least at that point, I know that if something goes wrong, at least one group of people is going to know. And they
Oh,
don't really
that's-
have plausible deniability on not showing up.
You are a far more gentle soul.
She just kind of shrugs. Not a problem I can really punch away.
So, you want me to do something with their bugs?
In this case, I don't even know if what I'm asking is feasible, to be honest. But I know that wild spirits play a merry hell with Weaver Tech. So I figured you were the person to ask if it was possible to either guide one that way or attempt it that way or get it in the right place where it would play merry hell with their tech and give me something I could actually get. Like, essentially, while it goes bananas, see if I can skim up some of what it's setting loose into the open air.
Generally speaking, you get destruction or usefulness, not both at the same time, and not necessarily the one that you asked for. The wild is wild.
It's almost categorically unpredictable, you might say. And it grins.
Defining feature. I could quite likely ask if one of the spirits, or a swarm of them, or something, were interested in taking a personal interest in a particularly Weaver infested area. Some of them might find it a very entertaining game.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily looking to do damage. I mean,
Ah,
a swarm might be a bit much, is all I'm saying.
little midges.
Basically, mischief is good, but I'm pretty sure there's at least one kinfolk that lives with them. I don't want to cause collateral damage.
Oh, well, it, I don't know. It depends on how much electricity happens. And she kind of shrugs, like, could go either way.
Just kind of that nose wrinkle of eye. Oh, God.
Mostly zappy zaps.
See, this is why I come talk to you. I literally...
She's like, you never know. That kind of like broad-handed shrug, like,
I don't know. Are there... I know most wild spirits are... I mean, they're wild. Nope. I will let you one sec. Okay. Maybe... I mean, most spirits can be kind of recognized for their purpose. Is there anything that just plays hell with tech? Might not go turning walls into jello or people into trees or who knows what else?
that would be a much more powerful spirit than I would generally ask for a favor of this kind.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's walls and people, and she waves vaguely back towards the city. That is like the one that we called.
Yeah. Yeah. And truth be told, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, you both know, I went up north and I was at least temporarily out in the wild, and that was hard enough. But that, I think, is the first wild spirit I've ever seen. And let me tell you, if that is the baseline by which I have to assume they can do crazy things, I really don't know what to expect. That's why I'm
Oh,
here.
you have met wild spirits. You just probably don't pay enough attention to them.
You would be shocked by how much time I don't spend in the Umbra.
It would be good for you.
Ugh.
Especially living as you do here in a place where you are not allied and actively working with large numbers of your own tribe.
It's not that I won't go in at all. It's just I don't exactly go pleasure walking in the Umbra. I don't know what a lot of things are. I don't know what they want, and I like to just let them do their own thing. This is the one time that I will just outright confess I'm painfully ignorant. Some people are anxious and avoid social interactions, and I'm anxious and I avoid spiritual interactions for the most part.
You know it is a weakness to be exploited against you, yes?
I mean, as has been proven, either way, it's not like I can talk to them. Even if I understand them and see them, I can't exactly talk to them or do anything about them.
You don't have to be able to talk to them. Just say hello. To make yourself known to them and to watch how they work.
Interfaced with a net spider once. She just kind of shrugs like, eh.
And she just kind of pauses, like just brain stutters for a second, like that's the thing. Okay.
I mean, USB cord typing
Oh,
kind of cut the speech barrier, you know.
if it works.
There's like periodic glances over to kind of check Calliope's overall posture and expression, and the fact that there's been a prolonged blank out is noted.
I was just stared at you as if you were the strangest creature she's ever come across. Like, oh, I totally don't go into Umber, and Calliope just
Like I do for purposes, but I don't just hang out in
just-
the Umbra.
it's just like literally that.
Melanthi
She
just slept
looks
there
at
for
you
an
as
entire
if,
month. So they're both kind of like,
like,
okay.
the Black Fury just has lost all cognitive thought and has just entered a deep umbral blankness of I've
I can't even.
whatever.
Okay. Right. Then we have 2 spirits to contact. And 2 chiminages to discuss.
Okay.
What, other than a fun game, do you have to offer the wild?
She gives you the most helpless look, like the hands come up again. I don't know what they would want. If you can tell me that, I can tell you what I have that would work as an offering, but I don't know what they want.
Largely things that you'll be very uncomfortable with.
Well, then it should be very easy to do.
Oh boy. like rubs her face like a.
You are Adrian. Shouldn't you not understand what you're asking for before you come to a Cleus for help? Calliope will just say the blanketing finally just snaps out.
I am an Adrian, but I did not get to it through umbral excursions or activity. And while, yes, I probably should be more well versed, I have other strengths that seem to balance it out enough to earn me the title. By the same token, I'm humble enough to come to the people who would know and to admit that I don't know and to ask for help. And she may be a Cleith, but I know Melanthe will give me a straight answer and will do her best to help me understand what I'm asking and what it means and what it will cost. I'm happy to pay it, but
Happy may be questionable, but then you may have to negotiate with the spirit yourself. That should be entertaining. The hopefully easier question then.
Mhm.
Are you familiar with Gimmerlings?
vaguely? I know that they have to do with. I know that Chimera was supposed to be about enlightenment. I'm under the impression that Chimeralings similarly are about, dreams and thoughts.
That's something.
Calliope again enters the realm of this thing in front of me is just blank my brain. I am now entering the what?
But Melanthe is doing a very similar but more familiar, just oh boy. Like just that stare.
This is the real-time evidence of min-maxing your specialties towards a particular thing she is very good at. But then there is something else she is very, very not good at.
Okay.
You Glasswalker people are very confusing.
I get that a lot.
No, they very just hear no, just shake of the head, just as firm like.
I don't know that it's safe to judge all glasswalkers based off of me. But
most of you are considerably more irritating, so no. But Charlotte, Raya, with all due respect.
Oh, go for it.
The Umbra, the spirits are half of what you are. Half. The 50 and half. How do you ignore half of what you are for this long?
I've put my nose to the grindstone on a lot of other things. I stay busy. It's not like I'm idle. It's not like I'm avoiding it just for fun. But it's something I'm uncomfortable with and I'm not good at. So I do the things I'm good at.
Calliope again says nothing because she's like, "This is Charlotte's friend and a higher rank than me."
Just
but
looks
just in terms of-
pained. Okay. You have had dealings with someone who likes to get inside your head.
Yeah.
And I realize this is not what we were discussing, but this is something that has been part of my preoccupation. And since you are here and we'll be talking to spirits, it all at once seems best. Chimera and Chimera's children. Wisdom, yes. Dreams, knowledge. the mind, memories, visions, understanding, forgetting. Should, hopefully, either be able to teach you and hopefully myself as well. It is a skill worth knowing how to shield a mind. But in many ways, Chimerlings are some of the most difficult spirits to make a deal with because they do not want a payment that is appreciated. They want payment in kind. If you wish to learn something from a Chimerling, you often must forget something in exchange. If you wish to achieve a thing, you must lose something else. They will give you, but you must give back.
She nods.
I have an idea for what I might pay. One shield for another. I have been. And she takes like this.
This kind of a sympathetic
Learning.
look at the sigh.
I've been learning from Artemi. I can use a physical shield with a modicum of perhaps not skill, but I do not drop it so very often anymore. I can trade that understanding if they think it is acceptable. I do not know and cannot speak for you what you would offer in return.
She sits back a bit, does that slight backward lean as her eyes kind of flick upwards thoughtfully. Honestly, it has value enough considering the things that I've been seeing and hearing and dealing with. There are things I could certainly part with in return, gratefully.
If there are things you have in mind, then we can try. Chimerlings, at least, are benign, usually. If a deal is not reached, then it is simply not. The wild spirits, she kind of are unpredictable.
Well, then let's start with the one. And if I have to make my own deal with you translating because it's unfair to ask you to try to do it for me, then so be it. At least when it comes to the wild. I appreciate whatever parts of it you can do, and I will be happy to offer you something in return. I'm not going to ask something for nothing.
She nods. That is the foundation of dealing with spirits. They may be greater or lesser in power, but they are still arcane in their own way.
Well, if they can... She kind of thinks about it, rolls it around, finally gives a shrug. If they can teach me to build something around my mind that will keep it safe, then I can forget how to build something else. My car won't thank me, but
What?
A mechanic. Well, sort of. Do good work with machinery, electronics. It's something that if it's important enough, I can always try to learn it from step one again later. But exchanging the skill for one in exchange for the other, worth it?
They may have other suggestions, but
Sir?
Melanthe will just, like, not Melanthe, fuck Calliope. Calliope will lean over, like past Melanthe, like, putting her hand on Melanthe's shoulder. She leans over to look at Charlotte. Learning to take a skill can take years. Don't untrade unnecessarily.
It did take years.
Then don't be foolish.
What Artemi has beaten into my head has taken a few months.
Just points at Melanthe. Like, Calliope's like, see?
And she will
There's a
cheerfully do it again as soon as I forget.
There is difference between months and years of experience. Do not trade things unnecessarily. Then you're making a fool's trade.
Melanthe's just like, I don't know how long it takes to become a mechanic. I'm glad you have some clue because it sounded good to me.
Calliope will just shrug. I don't know much about mechanics, but I know to craft and to make something takes a surprising amount of skill. I would not trade up my sculpting, for it would take me years of practice to bring it back to what it was.
And she goes, I mean, she can take criticism constructively.
Like, she doesn't come across as harsh. She's just like, "Oh,
She's
there."
like,
That's
"Be
the kind of
careful."
impression you get.
Is it possible to offer only a portion of the knowledge?
Of course.
Why are you trading out your most valuable knowledge, though? I may not be a Ragabash, but that seems makes you ineffective.
Sometimes they also enjoy dreams and information. Kind of shrugs.
Just trying to think. Most of the things I've learned to do, I've learned out of necessity. I can't imagine they would want memories that I don't want anymore. Things I'd rather not know.
You might be surprised. You might also be surprised what it is that you should or should not forget. But that is a more delicate thing.
Is it a bad idea to let them take stock of me and ask?
No. They're not malicious.
Okay.
And to the best of my knowledge, not given to sharing what is not theirs. So
It's a relief.
they would not be as trusted as they are if they did.
She nods.
He just kind of looks over Calliope like, well, might as well.
She shrugs.
And it is possible that if it can be taught, I can learn and then teach you. We can see. Kind of like looks around like, all right. I need to call the spirits. I need to probably thank them for showing up. We might as well open that wine at some point. No better time than the present. Is there a shrine to... I have no idea what shrines are actually on Sept or not.
There's a
for the
shrine to
record.
Chimera. There is.
Yeah.
There
I
actually
would've
is a shrine to Chimera.
Figured.
Yeah, you just get you
Chimera's-
head to
Yeah.
this tree. That's where all the shrines are.
Yeah, Charlotte will pluck up the various things that they've brought along and follow.
Could be just wanders behind you guys idly.
Kind of like, this is fascinating to watch.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like I've got nothing else to do, so I might as well watch you two chuckle fucks go around the place.
I mean, that is essentially what's going on, yes. But yeah.
But yeah,
She'll, I guess, dedicate, because she still doesn't have the fucking swag. Because I can't do that yet. Much as I would
but yeah,
love
no,
to.
I can let you take the time and go over there and make the various offerings to Chimera.
Yeah. So, yeah,
And
go over and make the various offerings to Chimera.
eventually, that little thing will just plop and leaning against one of the branches of the trees. You just yawn like, "Ugh. What do you want? What is it that you seek in terms of wisdom?" The goat thing yawns as well, like, "Nah."
Am I not allowed to simply enjoy your presence?
Snake leans over and hisses. Depends on what the presence needs. Glade.
I should call you more often merely to say hello. But you are correct, as always. We
The
have...
goat
Go ahead.
just stage dodges that, like, yes. There.
Always. I am looking for a skill. It seems to me that when looking for things of the mind, Chimera's Brood is the place to begin.
The lion says with a surprisingly deep voice for a tiny little baby. Skills are hard things to come by.
Of course. And much valued when they can be imparted.
They are, yes. The goat nods.
I wish to learn, if such is possible, how to shield my mind from outside influence.
Why does one need to know that?
There are many reasons. Not long ago, we fought a creature that was capable of controlling many of us. It left me with visions I did not much care for. There are other such things in this world that I would protect myself from and others in the future.
Just a sage nod from the goat. And what would one give us? Yes. What would one give us? Yes.
Knowledge for knowledge. I know how to use a physical shield to protect myself, to protect my sister beside me. But that is not a shield that helps in these situations. I would give, if you think it appropriate, a shield for a shield.
Shield. Lion puts his little paws like taps on the ground, like contemplating, the way cats do when they stretch, that yeah, I'm thinking about something. The snake will like bobble its head from side to side as if it's thinking. The goat will just look up to the side like, Shield for the shields. Yes, shield. Just the lion will nod. We will accept this. Shield for shield. Sage
she
nod.
bows her head gratefully. Will this be a skill
Though
that
we
I can also
cannot.
teach to others?
They will have to pay too. Nod. Yes. Paying is important to learn the shield.
She was hoping, but kind of like understands. Like,
Those seeking knowledge must learn the price themselves. Otherwise, it is not knowledge. Not knowledge.
time and effort can also bring knowledge. It seemed what
Yes. But you are trying to get it before it gets you. Therefore, you are trying to quickly learn the knowledge.
she makes that like kind of like smiling, but like, yeah, you got me. It's the problem with Camerlings. They're too damn smart.
Smart motherfuckers.
Little bastards.
Even Calliope, no, Calliope hasn't a clue what's going on. She's just watching this whole thing like, fuck me.
Charlotte's probably sitting there going, oh my god, it's so cute.
Charlotte has the biggest, sparkliest eyeballs because that thing is fucking adorable and she doesn't know what it's saying, but oh my god, look at it. Ignorance is bliss in this moment.
It is only fair to take the price for speeding along the knowledge.
This is so. One moment then, if you please, and I will ask.
Lion just plops down as if he's just like really tired. You know what I mean? Just, does that big yawn.
And she will turn to the other two and actually include Calliope in this because this is quite potentially something that she'd be interested in learning as well. They are willing to teach. They. God damn it.
Gets you every time.
It does. They're willing to teach. Unfortunately, as is to be expected, Camerlings being very perceptive creatures, they have ascertained the urgency with which the knowledge might be needed. I will not be able to teach anyone. If the skill is desired, it must be paid for.
Calliope just nods like, eh.
Yeah, Charlotte tears her eyes away from the little chimerling because oh my god, and does listen and give a sharp nod of agreement. It's only fair.
Do you have any other ideas what you might pay? If being a mechanic takes as long as she suggests, then is something smaller would do.
You will hate me. I'm giving up my knowledge of cooking.
No, that should be chiminage for all of us.
Calliope is actually pretty good at making things, so she's just like, fuck it, I'll do that.
Melanthi's like, why would you do this to me? We will all suffer.
No! Calliope collapses on the ground. Calliope, please!
No. I suppose you probably need to know how to use a physical shield more than I do. And less than you need to cook.
Tell them that food is an essential shield of survival. Shrugs.
shields us from the ravages of starvation and death.
Gives her a thumbs up like you're the third. Make it fancy.
So she'll turn back to the Camerling and gesture towards Calliope. My sister would offer her knowledge of cooking, which
The wolf. When you turn back over, the wolf's like, "Duh, duh, duh," not the wolf, the lion. Says, "Duh, duh, yeah, yawn. Ugh.
I was totally paying attention. What?
The goat's just like giving them the really, bro, really fucking sleeping on the job type stare.
The other two heads are totally awake. Lion comes
Yeah.
just being an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much. He's had a long day, right? Jeez. The fucking goat will go. The snake will eventually dip it on the side of the head and go, "We agree."
Unfortunately, my other companion is less certain what she has that would be suitable.
When she gets up slowly, the lion starts first, then the goat hits it up with its back legs, and the snake kind of jitters from side to side. You can hear them all giving out to each other, and then they'll trot over towards Charlotte. Just boop, 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 boop. Sits down on his pawsies again.
Charlotte suppresses the urge to squeal because that is the cutest fucking thing in existence in this moment. But yeah, she just kind of faces up to it.
Says in normal speech, and you'll hear the big booming voice of the lion.
Ugh.
What are you wanting to give up? And why? Yes.
And she kind of glances briefly over to Melanthe and just asks, would it be appropriate to crouch down to his level, or would it be demeaning?
We can hear you.
She kind of looks at him and shrugs.
You just hear the line, "We can hear you." Yes. Yes.
Sitting is not inappropriate.
And yeah, she'll just hunker down into like a comfortable, like a kneel sitting on her heels. Because it seems impolite to talk to something so small from so high up. I have learned a number of things and developed a number of skills. All for critical reason. I thought perhaps you would have insight into what is an appropriate gift to give in exchange.
What do you want to give up as a shield? Shields often hold many things. Often many hold many ways. But often highlight many things. Yes. Many things can be seen in a shield, like a reflective surface. Or a great arm holding it.
Oh god, fucking riddles. Not her strong suit.
It's almost like you're dealing with a chimerling.
It's almost like this is
That's the
literally
weirdest thing.
stat
It's her
wise her weakest shit. I'm not sure why you've cussed. I didn't hear anything leading up to it.
But
I just heard
it's
someone
almost like their
scream.
shit. It's almost like it's their shit.
It is almost like it's their shit. It's almost like she's
You just-
Enigma's one.
Line just
Could
sits
be
there all
worse.
satisfied. All satisfied that yeah.
You know what? Just for lulz, can I try to roll to see if, like, if they are trying to hint in a one direction or the other, could I roll enigmas?
Give me what's enigmas.
Okay.
Melanthe's just like standing there with a glass of wine, just leaning on Calliope. Like, this is actually kind of fun to watch. I might be a bad person.
You know what?
Just
If the
arms
worst,
folded, just watching,
the worst
shaking
thing.
your head.
Oh Jesus Christ! Nope. No hints for me.
You don't know the fuck they're on about. Weird spirits, man. That's adorable. That's basically what you're like.
Oh, it's so cute. I don't know what the fuck it's on about, but look at the little paws. It's got toe beans.
Did she just say that out loud?
No, this is the thought line.
It's like the Lord.
No, Charlotte does have
But-
some tiny measure of self-control. Mm. Oh? Hmm.
The goat nods. Then the eye goes, And then
almost-
the snake goes,
It's almost like it's making fun of me.
Nah.
If one of the things that a shield can provide is the insight of a reflection, and perhaps I could sacrifice some measure of my own insight into the details of the world around me.
what insight are you willing to partake with? Yes, many insights are many things. Not often shields. Yeah.
Melanthe's just kind of staring at it because she's pretty certain that they're referring to the fight against Medusa, which is
I mean, probs.
not
But
her favorite myth.
Yeah, Calliope makes a face as well. She's like, Like, especially Calliope. She just has a stare. The legendary, like, Calliope stare, which is that.
In this case, it would be insight into the movement of your enemies, perhaps.
I meant to imply a certain eye for detail in the world around me, which can be a defense against being taken advantage of, or tricked, or misled.
But then you would be open to the very thing that you're trying to hide against. Does not seem like a shield, but we're placing a shield with a broken one.
I was trying to insinuate a point of investigation, but I failed, apparently.
Lion just looks back at the snake and looks back at Charlotte. Scent can always be traced. Yes. Snake gives the two little heads look like, really, bro? I am the lead head. I make the decision. Yes.
No one is
Snake
being
just, like,
traced.
Snake just flops down on the fucking ground, like, do you know what I mean?
Does it wobble around like it's throwing a tantrum?
Basically.
I can't.
Just Lion will just, keep looking at Charlotte as if I ignore it, he'll stop eventually. We have accepted your deal. Yes. And you hear the snake, fine.
Then Melanthe will, kind of move back and kneel down and kind of extend one hand. We have an accord then?
Yes. Starts purring.
In Melanthe's personal experience, do chimeralings like physical attention?
Oh yeah, well the lion does. You get the impression he's just like, yes, I am now satisfied by everything. Yeah, he nods. The goat even vibrates a bit. The snake just mildly calms down from his saltiness.
She probably, but she's got two hands where she sits down the wine glass, so goat and lion, and like periodically one of the hands will like pat the snake. Like, okay.
Yeah, they seem satisfied by this.
Yeah.
Then he will eventually rise,
She'll let go.
the noble
right back up
beast
again.
that he is.
That's right.
Then he'll
Ferocious.
walk over, and then put his mighty paw with the goat's head headbutting Calliope, and then the snake whipping Charlotte right in the forehead, and then the mighty paw plonks down on Melanthe's head. And for the use of dominate against all you guys, it is your will power plus an additional 3 now to affect you. 3, like plus 3 diff.
Damn.
Holy shit. Thank God.
And then the mighty Chimerling stand up and waddle off. Yes, and you're all left there in the Umbra.
There's just kind of some blinking. There's a slow, after, it's been gone and a couple seconds pass. Slow lean over to Melanthe. That's the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Aren't they though? A lot of the spirits are. You should talk to them.
There's a mild guilty face taking place because this one actually talked back. That's new and different.
Almost as if that she can understand that expression. She just kind of like looks at Charlotte and be like, wisdom? They speak many languages. So do many of the birds.
Oh. That does make a certain amount of sense now that you go and point it out. Well, that is actually a huge relief. Thank you.
I do wish I could teach other people, but it is good to have.
I guess if they really think it's important to learn, they'll be willing to give something up for it.
And she kind of turns and looks at Calliope and it's just like, so. No baklava for midwinter then?
Nope, I don't even know how to make it anymore. You just have to order out.
I was looking forward to that.
Smirks. I will get our Timmy's mate to make it. He makes very good food.
And Calliope. Now I'm doing it. Jesus. Black Furies, they're all actually the same person.
One single.
This is
entity.
the new conspiracy theory. All Black Furies are actually the same person and the rest are just mass hallucinations.
And they all don't like your
Some-
face. No.
And they all think I'm Dirty Weaver trash.
Oh yeah, our Timmy does have a mate, doesn't she? I don't think I've ever met him.
Mm-hmm.
There, it is Charlotte's
Them.
turn to blank out so hard because for some reason
Victor is lovely, from what I've met of him.
I'm not sure we've ever spoken.
He's
Or
a bit of a goofball.
laid eyes on.
He once embarrassed her by playing Greek music, and she starts chuckling.
Playing or
You will see.
trying?
You will see if he plays for her.
Oh no. How drunk do we have to get him at the Midwinter Feast?
Oh no, he'll just play for her just to watch. He is. He would be a ragabash if he was, female and one of ours.
Ha.
But he is one of our kin.
She nods.
Although, she'll just look over at Charlotte. You are cordial with Artemi? You know, that kind of.
Yeah, she kind of gives a nod.
She just nods and looks back at Clyde. No, fucking looks back at herself. Yeah.
Ha!
um,
You're slowly merging together.
as Calliope Melanthe turn into an amoeba. She'll just say, Artemi has not been sociable lately.
No. Did my mic just die? Oh, there it goes.
She
Sorry.
trains me, but we have not spoken since.
Hmm.
She just kind of like just stops. Like, yeah, never mind.
We talk, but it is very short. She's not angry with me, but I have, well,
You were there.
it's a nod. She, I think, does not want to associate with me too much, not out of hatred, but pain.
It is easier not to.
She'll just nod. I don't hold any resentment for it.
Oh, no. Kind of shrugs. And looks towards where the Chimerling was, and then kind of like looks off towards. Debating if I wish to try and tackle the wild, or
I
if
heard the
that
city.
was enough spirits for one glasswalker today.
I heard some of the city has a lot of influx of the wild lately.
You should have seen it, Calliope. You should have seen it.
I've seen the aftermath. I came here.
It was a hell of a thing. But yeah, it's one of the reasons I thought this might be pretty feasible. There's, from what I understand, wild spirits already just kind of flitting around the city on their own.
I saw the bloom. It was beautiful, terrifying.
I was going to lean more towards terrifying. I mean, it was pretty, but it was more terrifying than pretty.
Both in equal measure. This is probably a thing to be done in the city then. And I, for one, am hungry.
You know, I feel like buying dinner is also a suitable bribe.
Calliope just looks with her rune rage and is like, yeah, the city. Makes that face.
You are by no means required to come.
I will go back to our room.
Mhm.
I've done enough socializing for one day.
Would you like us to bring anything back for you? Food-wise?
We can cleanse it.
If you stop by those, there is a Greek store down on the edge of just before you come to the dockland. I remember Neri saying, could you buy some food from there, from home?
Either gyro or some souvlakia or something.
Nod.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yogurt too. If it's been too long.
Well, she nods. Makes like
Stands up.
a shopping list.
I will leave you to it then. She just gives that kind of like, hey, hi, I'm good at that. Goodbye.
Nope.
So quiet, abandoning me. Okay.
Should just give like Calliope. They should give Calliope a hug. Yeah.
Yes. Damn it. It's
She's
done
let-
now.
She'll start a hug. She will actually give like Melanthe a pretty tight embrace, and will just nod ever so politely to Charlotte, like, "Yes, this is my goodbye. Goodbye." We'll walk off.
She'll hug back. I was like, okay, this is gotta be balls. You drive.
Mhm.
Just makes a face. We might as well then.
All right.
In the bright pink automobile.
Just
Here's
stares
the
at the
question of
thing,
the
like,
day. She kind of, as they're heading out that way, she will I can either make it an extra stop that kind of gets ominous or whatever, but she will be picking up a spare phone.
Oh yeah, you
Um,
can.
But she'll glance over to Melanthe as they're heading out that way. Car or bike?
What?
Car kind of sticks out like a sore thumb.
I'm trying to decide which one Melanthe would find more abhorrent.
I'm wanting to think that the bike at least is open, but I don't know.
It's also freezing cold.
That's true.
And given the weather conditions, perhaps not super safe.
Okay, yeah. You know what? She will concede that point. She's crazy enough to put on the right clothes and ride it, but it occurs to her. Yeah, it's fucking cold. So yeah, she'll pull out the
Seriously.
keys.
One of those things where she's given like the two options, just like, neither of these options is good.
I'm just gonna put it up there for
So
a
yeah,
second.
you take the pink bike. It starts. Iggy Azalea kicks
Car.
off like a fucking siren as you guys are driving off.
Yes, just remember that now you've been seen in this monstrosity with Fancy playing on the radio. The worst part.
Fucking volume.
Oh, come on. She won't blast her out the car. She will reach over and turn it down. Now, the worst part is probably
but
that she reaches into the glove box and she pulls out these and puts them on. Grinning. Can't have people thinking I take myself seriously. Grins.
So eventually you come down into the kind of edge of the docklands. I'm assuming you transition over to the Umbra.
Yep.
They're back in the Tellurian. Oh yeah, once they get to the Docklands.
Actually, we did. I may not know. Actually, I don't know if I could have gotten his fucking address off of Glasswalker Net, but the fucking Gallows did have a map that marked off territories.
They did, but you didn't get that off them.
Oh, I don't.
Actually.
I don't have it, but it did at least give an impression like this area is the carved zone.
Yep.
So I mean, at least essentially, so she knows where to point.
It's not the docklands, that's the carve zone.
Yeah.
That is the burbs.
Yep. But the Docklands is where the Wild Spirit's gonna be.
Yes. But when you transition, this is what it looks like in the Umbra.
Melanthe looks so much more comfortable suddenly. Just like, oh god, thank you. Okay.
Which for Charlotte, and even Melanthe, that is way too much wild to be in the city.
I mean,
It's like,
yes, but it's
whoa.
kind of nice.
It is and it isn't. It's kind of got this weird
It's a
vibe
little
off
out
it. You
of
kind of,
balance.
yeah, you look around and you're like, what's weird for you, Melanthe, is there's no Weaver trying to fix this shit.
Oh, that probably takes her a second to figure out. Then she kind of stops and like looks around, like, huh.
Blink.
I like looks around some more, kind of squints into the distance.
Something wrong?
It depends on your definition of wrong.
Is something right?
I was not expecting this. How far away is the closest thing that looks like the Weaver?
You go through the docklands, you see the water, and you're at the edge of it, right? So you're just coming in, which is out more towards the edge of the sea, which leads out towards the forest anyway. But up to the point where it reaches the water, you go further out where you know where the Hanged Man and all those places are typically. Then you start seeing the webs in the city.
The Weaver has been banished from this region.
There's a glance around. It's almost like we set off a wild bomb.
But it is not coming back.
Kind of peers, does the squinty eyes over towards whatever the closest border is. Then yeah, if there's no spider activity, like trying to tame it back down, eyebrows will pop back up.
It's almost as if the Weaver is being... You can see the spiders pittering along in the very distance. It's almost as if they are kind of... They reach, and then they glitch, and then walk back.
I have never seen that before.
Honestly, I mean, I haven't seen a lot, but neither have I. Usually when they get to the edge of something, don't they start, doing their thing?
Mm-hmm.
That is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But give me a perception alertness, Melanthe, because you'll be far more knowing what to look for and around for in this.
Yeah, that's probably reasonable. Wait, did you say to run for? Wait, run
Oh,
what?
to look for. Look for.
For a second, I thought you said to run from, and I was like, what? Or
There are wormish things here. Oh yeah, you see it. You know the worm when you see it. You know,
like,
now they're not massive. It's not as like omnipotent, but it's subtle
no,
little signs.
here. Which is even weirder. That you've got the two of them, but not the third.
Exactly. Now the wild and the worm are conflicting against her. Definitely. Do you
They're
see
fighting.
the classic tell signs? But the third isn't here, so it's almost like it's going out of control. Like you can feel some of the buildings, yes, were worm-tated, definitely, by the way they're gnarled. The wild's almost grown out of them as if there is in a perpetual conflict with no end.
This just looks around again. Less comfortable than I thought. And she kind of like, it's just that like, look, there, and that is a good example. Like, that is the worm. That is the wild fighting. But the Weaver is still out there. Usually it would be involved.
I mean, it doesn't seem to be for lack of trying. But yeah.
We put a great deal of work into that ritual.
And
Are
you
still putting work into the ritual.
bubbled the Weaver out of it?
I confess I do not actually know. I was not the right master. I merely assisted.
This kind of reminds me of all those symbols and shit. it was always a lot of things happening, and then the Weaver symbol was set on the outside. Like outside of the circle or away, as if it was being held away.
Their expression suggests that she does not like that as a suggestion. At all.
You know what? Just because she will glance around, just kind of scan, just to see if there's some big fucking red anything. Because she may not necessarily, I don't know how well she could actually tell it was a tree from the patterns on the ground, but it's like, well, that was in the middle in the picture, so.
No, there's no red trees. Green, yes, and bits of weird, odd blue, bits of purple, but no red. No blood red, anyway. Not
No
that
spirals.
deep red you saw. No spirals. Everything's almost kind of disjointed. Like it's almost like the buildings have turned this way and then turned that way. There's no connection. There's no fluidity. There's just chaos and death combating each other continuously. So everything's disjointed. There's no order yet.
Let's do this and leave.
Yeah, that seems like a really good idea.
So you start wandering through, right?
Should I shift up? I mean, there are wormish things here.
We are going to avoid them. I don't know what kind of wild spirits are nearby that aren't currently fighting things.
Lots of them. I would say the basics, the kind of telltale classic signs. There is actually, what you find hilarious, what you will see, Melanthe, these two wandering around at the edge. Then they're definitely not wormish, but they're definitely wild. You can definitely tell. But the two of them are almost wandering together, colliding into each other, colliding apart, colliding into each other, janking out some things, and then colliding into each other again.
Well, they're adorable. So spirits of the wild are not often nearly as cute.
Appealing to the eye? Yeah, I definitely like the fantasy kitten better.
Okay, Kimberly.
I know. But it was a cute little fantasy kitten. Those are not cute little fantasy kittens.
And once they see you, one kind of jumps up on one of the things, and the blobbier one kind of bobbles, in this weird, like half-cocked, chaotic little wobble, and is facing you again, like, ugh! And then the other one kind of licks out its tongue with the snapping teeth, and the first one, with the weird kind of brownish color, will say, "Who are you?"
And she will...
To Melanthe in spirit speech. All Charlotte will hear is this horrific, like, noise.
The eyebrows have gone up in the vaguely alarmed fashion, like, oh, that sounds like a fucking, yeah, that sounds like a disposal with a fork stuck in it. That is, whew.
And Melanthe will, as just as politely, more politely, arguably, than she greeted the Chimerling, because she's dealt with Chimerlings before and gets along with them. So she's a little more formal. But these are reasonably low powered, not intensely dangerously destructive.
Oh yeah, no, these
are
definitely gremlins, whether you can tell. But they're not like they're not incredibly powerful, but they're just fucking disconcerting. You're like, duh.
They are not super pleasant.
The other one will then let out this weird kind of foghorn noise for Charlotte, and then we'll just eventually say to Melanthe, "Yes, who are you?"
I am Melanthe Stratanaiki, known to the nation as Stinging Nettle, Cleith Theurge, Black Fury, Helmet.
They both kind of make this bobble up and down motion, looking at you.
I was wondering. Would you
Wandering.
like to
Good.
play a game?
What game? What game? Games are tricky.
Games are tricky.
Games are.
But
Yes.
you're also tricky, yes?
The green one will go. Very, very tricky.
Mm-hmm. And my brain just died. Oh my god.
The fatter one will bobble up and down like bub, 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 bub. You probably can even make that noise as it's moving up towards Charlotte. Oh, you tricky, tricky. You know, it starts reaching to touch Charlotte.
Do you
Charlotte
like
is
tricky?
easing out of reach, not making a lot of speed about it, just kind of that, how about we don't? Essentially,
the
little
one-
back pedal.
There is some Weaver things
Whoa,
that we
Oh.
need to play a prank on.
do you know that? You've seen the Black Cauldron, yeah? Have you ever seen that
Sadly,
movie?
no.
Oh, okay. So
I
what's
know,
gonna
I'm
happen is
sorry.
the green one makes this clap hands like yes, yes. You know what I mean? Like bouncing, making this horrific, like drool comes out and lands on Melanthe's shoulder. Spit flies over and hits Charlotte in the face.
Charlotte just gonna reach up and swipe that off with her sleeve. That is, delicious.
The fat one makes this weird, like farting noise, like purring. And then will eventually lick out its weird tongue and just go, hey, tricky, tricky weaver. Eat tricky weaver. Eat lot. Bam, 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 bam. Slaps its belly. And that, I mean, when he slaps the belly, the farting noise is like intensified. Like,
That sounds like fun.
maybe. They won't just say the weird, like, passive voice, like, yes.
I'm totally not interested.
She kind of pauses and looks at Charlotte and says, "So, what exactly? Where exactly do you want havoc?"
There is a place in the burbs, not a power line, kind of thoughtfully eyeing the city there for comparison, because the best thing to say is where the webs will be very, very thick, but it's like, please don't hit a transformer. That would be bad. There will be a house or an apartment in the burbs where the webs are very, very thick. And that
Tricky.
Can they understand Charlotte?
No.
Okay.
They just they say Charlotte, like they just see Charlotte going and he just goes tricky, tricky. He starts jumping.
this is
like,
why
you know,
Charlotte
really
left her
erratically.
fucking phones in the bike. You get
Charlotte,
away
you
from
were-
me.
Charlotte was not ready for how loud and visceral the like its own screeching, but also the farting that comes as well.
Charlotte is trying not. She's just kind of politely not looking at the gross thing, essentially.
And I
like,
mean- To put this into context,
Ooh.
the smell, the fucking
Oh,
smell,
no.
it's just gagging. You're really like,
Okay, so there will be a place there where the webs would be thick. There's two glasswalkers living there. If they could just play with, I don't know, reconnecting the webs so they don't make sense anymore. I might do it.
the green one will go lick Melante's face. Grass girl, what is it saying? What does it say? What does it say?
With its fang tongue? Ugh.
Yep.
Melanthi's just like, "Oh, my sweet Gaia."
But you just hear, what does it say? What does it say? What does it say? You know, bouncing, like flying around the place and everything. Whew.
As challenge and sacrifice, because you know how glasswalkers are about the wyvern.
They both say in just such solidarity. Tricky.
Yes, but
Just a sage nod.
for the prank, the glasswalker offers a house
What?
in
House?
the suburbs where the webs are
Mm.
thick. To be played with. Reweave them. So that they look less
Tricky.
organized.
Tricky.
Or tricky.
Sage nod. We know like Tricky. Tricky to control. Tricky to, flaps his arms. The farting noise intensifies from the brown one.
Charlotte just
It's almost as if he,
slowly-
with great anger, he seems to vibrate nearly.
She kind of spreads
No,
her
it's-
hands and like, well, if you're not tricky enough to do it, I suppose I could ask someone else.
They both look at each other, and then the green one goes, "We are tricky enough. But we will eat something. Eat something, yes. Yes.
What kind of something?
Something nice. Something." Leans over and says in the deepest Barry White voice you can imagine, "Fun."
Your fun and my fun are not always the same. Or her fun.
It is our fun, though.
Hmm.
The one eye does the eyebrow waggle.
Melanthe is expanding a willpower not to vomit. It's cool.
Meanwhile, the fat one wobbles over at Melanthe's leg. Fun is many things, and fun is everything. We are chaos. She is order. She must pay.
Mhm. Yes. But pay how?
She must be opposite of what she is, for then she can truly understand what it is to be everything and nothing.
So, a payment that is less organized, less
Tricky.
careful.
Yes, that's tricky. Her hair. No like. The green one says.
And Melanthe just looks slightly taken aback, like, what? What about her hair?
Her hair. No like.
How?
Too tricky.
She like blew it out and curled it, didn't she?
I mean, yeah, she takes care of her hair.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, it is taken care of, and it's very normal. This would work for like business formal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a
tricky.
blow dryer and a curling iron involved. Don't lie to
The
me.
fat one waddles over.
Maybe.
Like the fat one waddles over and like jabs her belly and her clothes. Tricky.
Whose?
Charlotte.
Charlotte
Yeah.
starts backpedaling as it advances, like, oh no. Oh,
It's the slowest ever because it's just bop, 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 bop. You know what I mean? It's like a baby.
the slowest giving ground. She's just like, I'm not going to run from you, but no touchy. You are gross.
Change. If she is too tricky, what would you change?
Everything.
It's a little
Everything.
game.
Yes.
So
We
little
will make her hair. Little change. Hair tricky. No tricky. Clothes no tricky.
for how long?
She flaps its arms together, makes various like noises. And the green one will ponder up on its back, on Melanthe's back actually, which is really fucking creepy.
She's like a rock. A rock that needs a shower.
How tricky is she in terms of time? Does she fuster over time? For time means nothing to us when time is everything. Time is orderly.
That's an excellent question. How concerned about being punctual and doing things on time is Charlotte?
Hilariously,
Plans things pretty well, doesn't she?
she used to be the kind of person you could set your clock by. Nowadays, not so much because she doesn't have the same kind of strict set schedule throughout an entire day. The only things she does, like, at the same time every day is her training. So, I mean, obviously you could assume that she's big on being punctual, but she's not, like,
she has-
asinine about it like she used to be.
I mean, over consistent basis, I would say yes. She
Yeah.
usually is.
Yeah, she's punctual.
She's polite, but not
Mm.
too tricksy.
Mm. Mm. The fat one then whirls dramatically as if he's about to like do the moonwalk and then look right at Charlotte. Is she tidy in home?
Charlotte, a clean freak. Because I'm sure she's seen the inside of the pack house and knows like Charlotte's standards, at least at one point. But she's not living
I
there
just-
anymore.
Please.
And whereas Melanthe like tends to have things kind of dribbled. It's 6 or 7 half-finished projects just laying on random surfaces in the room. And she kind of grins. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh! They all start fucking jiving and jiving. She must change everything about her tidiness and hair and color and clothes. Yes. Time. Mm.
She just makes a face at it like, that is a lot of things to be changing.
It is not. It is small. All adds up to one big thing. We are taking one big pile. Your hair, clothes, and boom. All must be not themselves. 3 things. For 3 pranks. All small, but one big.
And she'll turn to Charlotte and translate and be like, they want, in exchange for 3 small pranks that will result in something big, for you to stop being precise with your appearance, your time management, and your housekeeping.
Oh Jesus Christ.
She stops and turns back to the little gremlins. How long?
Mm.
Narrows her
Mm.
eyes.
They team huddle. They even look at you suspiciously. Like,
Was it hair, clothes, and house, or was it hair, time, and house?
Appearance.
hair?
What
Appearance,
she
yeah,
said is
appearance.
appearance, time,
Yeah.
and housekeeping.
Okay.
That would actually class. Yeah, good use of word, Malante. Then eventually the fat one will rise. 3 weeks. Yes.
3 weeks
2,
each.
3, 2. No, they still start arguing with each other again. Like 2, 3, 2, 3.
2 is fine.
2.5.
Mm.
2 3/4. The green one will say smiling, which is the most eerie goddamn smile. It's like,
One of them says, you said 2.
I said 3.
You said 3.
No, I said 2.
Mm.
Charlotte's just kind of eyeballing like the fuck. She's like, you realize if I am late for certain things, I'm a fucking Adrian. The consequences at this level are not negligible.
And she pauses. 1 week each. For 3 weeks.
They-
in total.
They nod. Yes, this is not tricky.
And she turns back to Charlotte. Could you do each of them for a week at a time?
Jesus. Yeah, as long as I... Yeah, I can make it work. I will look and feel very silly, but I think so.
Oh, you're about to feel even sillier. Did they tell Malante that you tell Malante tell these 2 fucking Scooby and Dooby that you agree?
Did she kind of... You're sure?
Can I pick which order?
They didn't specify.
No order.
She looks down all 3 at once.
Yes. Order would imply tricky. They both sage on very seriously. They actually go very serious then.
Melanthe kind of runs through that in her head, and she's like, well, it means that Charlotte only actually has to be a disaster for a week. Because they all overlap
Sure.
at that point.
Just be an intense disaster.
And again to Charlotte, no order, all at once. They don't do order.
I'm gonna have to figure something out.
They had a complete breakdown for a week.
Oh boy. Yeah, I will avoid. Oh god. I really hope they don't catch me at this shit. You know, sure, fuck it. Just 1 week of fuck my life. It's as long as I get what I need out of this, yeah, it'll be worth it.
And she turns back to the gremlins.
Just rubbing her face.
What does she say exactly?
She's like, and then pauses again and looks back to Charlotte. You are certain that they cannot confuse this house for another one?
All I know is that his stomping grounds are the burbs. 2 glasswalkers in that house. Ah, shit. Let me think. Torna, does Perfidy stay in the public housing?
Yep.
Okay. Does she have any idea where the old Wormfoe lives?
Wormfoe lives on Sept.
Oh, the old Wormfoe?
Yep.
Okay. So, logically speaking, the house, like
You do know that you do know Cara lives in a fucking mansion.
should be a really big, really nice house. And there will probably be a lot of very orderly webbing because there are 2 glasswalkers living there, and I can't imagine it wouldn't be. I can't think of anyone else that could pull that much Weaver influence, at least not from Sept, to have that much Weaver shenanigans going on. That and the only Glasswalker Theurge lives there, I assume. Or at least works there.
Yes.
So, in theory, it should reliably be a very big, very weavery house. I don't imagine giving them an address would really help anyways, even if I had the
No,
exact
they
house.
don't do addresses.
So, do they
And she turns
understand
back to the gremlins. For a week, she will do
Yes.
the 3 things: her appearance, her housekeeping, and her timekeeping. Not so tricksy.
They nod.
In exchange, you, and she points to both of them, will go to the big house in the suburbs where the Glasswalkers live
Yes. Yes.
and cause pranks. 3
Yes.
that make a big mess.
Yes.
And not tattle.
No. We never tell. That would imply tricky. As the second one starts, the green one starts to butt waggle.
She's like, did I forget anything really important?
No.
Then she agrees.
The green one starts to butt waggle enough, and then this one just slaps its belly. And Charlotte, your hair just goes
cringes.
Like it's just like you just feel your hair just going like out in 5 different directions, and it is multicolored, all neon, neon. Your clothes are now shaped in the shape of a gigantic like starfish that have altered into 7 different colors, ranging from indigo white to African sunset. Your eyes have even changed color. You've got the megalomone thing. Your nose has a slight little blue tinge to it, and your lips are slightly green.
There is a glance down because the clothes she can see, and she feels stupid. This is like a really puffy zoot suit. I can't even.
Oh, it's inflated and everything. It feels like you've just like been hit by a fucking inflatable like Michelin man, and then you just kind of slump down a bit, and you're like, ugh. She's actually a tiny bit shorter too.
She looks at Melanthe and just says, "How bad is it?"
They run.
It's pretty bad.
Like walking veil breach bad?
Not at the Burning Man.
She like looks down at her hands, flips them over. At least I'm not a Oompa
fingernails.
Loompa.
Your fingernail. Actually, when you look down at your hands, each different finger is the color of the rainbow.
Oh god, I'm worse than an Oompa Loompa. You know,
She just like reaches in her pocket and just like holds up the mirror.
oh,
Slowly.
God. Charlotte braces herself and finally glances over. Like she takes a minute, like, you know, Guy, give me fucking strength, and glances over. And you know, the fingernails she could have coped with, the lips and eyes, even the eyebrows she could have coped with, but it's the parts where her flesh are funny colors that she, you know, she catches the blue tinge on the end of her nose and is like, oh my fucking God.
What is odd about it? It looks like fine glitter, actually.
Okay, so it looks like makeup.
It looks like chaotically fucking. It looks like you just like attacked yourself with a fucking etch a sketch.
I mean, it looks like I'm a moron, but it doesn't look like
You
I'm.
had an accident with the
It looks
really
like you just-
big eyeshadow palette.
Apparently,
It
I
just looks like
am
you got your it just looks
crazy
like you
for
got your
cocaine
right hand
right
just
now.
dipped- Yeah, it's basically what you look like. You look like a crack addict.
Great. Well, I look like a crackhead.
Also, you feel slightly weird along your back. You feel slightly like, you know, much more lithe. Like you start to bend and you notice your back is a lot more flexible.
I am feeling ways right now, Melanthe. I'm going to tell you in confidence that there are things that are not only skin deep that have happened, and I am worried, and
Which we may have to discuss with them because we said appearance.
She proceeds, please tell me there's some way she can like look down the neck hole of whatever she's wearing.
You do. It just
She,
looks
like,
like your whole
pulls it
body is
out.
covered in glitter. You just look like your whole body's covered in glitter. Nothing has changed. It's just you feel weirder, if anything.
But-
nothing has actually physically changed.
Oh,
It's just
God.
like you're covered in this weird, disjointed color that the more you scratch, the more it spreads.
She glances down. And she's like, okay, still got the appropriate bits and pieces. Oh, I was scared. She looks over with the most
Hey.
dead serious face ever, like I was scared.
You may need to hide for the next week, or it is going to be really obvious
Yeah,
who
Yeah,
is the responsible for them.
I'm catching that.
When she
The fun
when she
part-
smiles, her hair glows. You know, like the fucking those like wheels. You know, where with the shoes on the back of them that like light up. That's what happens when she smiles. It kind of change. Her hair changes colors when she smiles. So it was blue. Now
On the
it's deep
bright
red.
side, she's not smiling at the moment. She is pretty
Oh, you're
fucking
frowning?
worried.
Oh,
She's
you're
just
worried.
got
Then
the,
it goes
the
like
tensest little stiff look on
you're
her
worried.
face.
Then it goes Snow White, like platinum, whiter than
No,
Felix
she's just gonna
Sturmford's
have
hair.
white hair for like the entire week.
There's like a glance over. Especially if Melanthe
If-
like makes a face when her hair starts changing colors.
Even the eyebrow, even the fucking eyebrows, even the hairs on her skin go white.
You have the mood ring hair.
What? Pulls the hair around to look at it.
As Shard starts to panic, it goes bright orange.
Oh,
She go redder than the Mark of Thorns ever could in her life.
Oh shit. Yeah, she like pulls it around and it's starting to fade from like white to orange, and it gets by the time it's in front of her face, she's like the most brilliant of carrot tops. Like, oh
Yep.
shit.
Yeah, I think hiding for a week.
You know, explaining this to Felix is going to be a bitch. I thought I was going to have to do weird things to my hair by myself and dress kind of stupid, but now I'm a starfish. flails her arms a bit. I'm a fucking starfish.
When she starts flailing, it starts going all different kinds of colors. Like it goes from blue, purple, green, orange. you know what
Okay,
I
no
mean?
more of that. Oh god. I hope nobody on Sept has epilepsy.
You should probably just avoid the Sept as well.
Looks like I'll be staying in the apartment after all. Jesus Christ. Finally the face falls into her hand. I'm supposed to God, I have to get there to get the goddamn information. And then I have to go to the Hanged Man. This will be the most meaningful rite of contrition I've ever performed or seen in
almost
my
this-
fucking life.
Somewhere at the back of your head, Charlotte, you just hear Melante's words going, it's almost as the wild. You never get exactly what you want the right way.
Yeah, she's just rubbing her face like, you know what? If this isn't humiliation enough to make up for the stupid shit I said, I don't know what is. So, fuck it, let's get back to the bike and see if we can at least get in the right neighborhood for me to pick up what's about to be firing off.
We?
I mean, do you have an alternative plan? They're like on their way there now.
Melanthi's like, you want me involved further?
I mean, no, but what are you gonna do? Walk back to Sept? You just have to sit in the car. I'm sure as fuck not getting out of the car right now. Like I said, part 2, go scoop up as much of what gets thrown around as humanly possible.
How long is this going to take?
Shouldn't take long. Not if they're already there causing fucking pure chaos.
Maybe drop me. We're right near the restaurant.
You know what? That is a great idea. You get yourself something. I will leave you my card. Get Calliope something. I don't care what it costs. Just, yeah. Treat yourselves to
She's
dinner.
nuts. Like, Melanthi's like, I want less than nothing to do with being near their house
Yep.
when wild spirits show up to trash the place.
She's not exactly going incognito either, and she is not pleased.
So you drive.
Melanthe
Yeah.
will, when she is deposited at the Greek restaurant, like remove her coat. She's like, I regret this, but I can see you from outside the car. Put this on.
Puts it on her head like a turban.
She just drapes it over her head and body just to kind of shroud it some.
Just something.
Still
Actually, she
making
probably
weird
has like one of the giant scarves that she's wearing is probably enough.
It still
too.
makes weird noises. Like you can see like it's not like glowing, but you can see the faint little glow of it changing color as you variously talk underneath all the wrapping you're
but
putting under
but
it.
it will make her a little less.
She doesn't look like a fucking light bulb. Yeah, no.
I will be here.
Yep, I will be back soon.
I
So-
wish you the speed of Pegasus.
Oh, bless your heart.
So Melanthe waddles in and gets various foods for her and Calliope because they're staying in after
Melanthe
this
just
fucking
like
mess.
sits and is like, I need an entire bottle of Retsina, please. Now's good.
And as Charlotte
Just-
drives and she comes into the burbs, and I'll let you transition into the Umbra. And what you see is chaos. Pure, unadulterated chaos. Leading up to the big mansion, things are knocked over. Various spirits are really disgruntled. The tree spirits have been turned purple. They're not happy by
She-
this.
Is cheating like the cheatingest cheater. It's very possible that she won't cross at all because she just needs to snag the information that escapes. Like, basically,
Okay.
while assuming the computers are even going to be accessible for a brief window, she just wants to snatch everything she can onto this
Give
brand new
me
phone.
Wits Computers Diff 6 because of your merit. It would have been Diff 8
Alright.
otherwise.
I will blow the willpower for plug and play because I imagine I will need it
Yes.
to jury rig my way along.
Yes, you will.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I will put the song of what happens essentially in the fucking.
Please tell me it's
This
the
is
Benny Hill.
imagine
theme.
this playing as. No, it's even worse than that.
Is there worse than that?
Yeah, because this is just pure unadulterated chaos, Katie. There's no Benny Hill music to this.
Nope.
May I spend a
Benny
willpower
Hill
on this
music
roll?
indicates that we're running in circles.
Because God help me, I will get as much as humanly possible. I have paid too much.
Can you spend a willpower when you activate a gift? I am not sure.
Oh
of that.
no,
I
no,
don't
not
want to,
not on
cheat.
activating. Oh, okay, not on activating the gift. I was just asking on the computer's roll, but it is not. If it is affiliated too closely, I will just not.
I think it's affiliated too closely because you have to actually use plug and play to get it. So I don't want to
That's still at least 2 and 3 if quick thinking helps her.
I will give you
quickly
quick
medic.
thinking. I will give you certainly quickly thinking because this would certainly fucking apply for what's happening in November.
Oh my god. Yeah, she's just using the new phone. It doesn't even have an account tied to it. It doesn't need one. It just needs to turn on. Oh god, let's look at this song. Let me skip forward to the good part. There we go. Oh my god. Yeah, she is just.
You can actually hear. I will give you this. You can hear that playing all around the neighborhood at full volume, even in Tellurian.
Yeah,
Full volume.
she is doing her best to do this as far away as possible because she does not want it on record that her car was anywhere nearby. She can jump across a fucking cell phone signal if she needs to, but oh god. She hears the
No,
music.
you can still hear it, even where you are. It sounds as if it's right near you. That's how fucking loud.
I feel like, there's woofers in the house playing this shit. Fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
no! Like, I'm gonna put it this way: Melanti, when you get back to Step, you can still hear the cat music, like full volume, blasting.
Oh god, I'm dying. I can do multiple rolls, or you can just.
I will need you.
Whatever
I
your
will
thing
need
is.
you to make. I will need you to make 2 more rolls, and you need a threshold of 4 successes to get all the information you want.
Okay. 2 more rolls. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in one roll.
Then you're good. There you go. Then you don't need to roll, but I need to make a roll for something else.
Yep.
This will affect your difficulty. Okay, so your difficulty has been back down to 8 because of your merit. Your merit saved your life, but that is to get out cleanly. Difficulty 8 roll. You have 2. You can roll twice, but you need you need to pass by 2 successes.
Oh, no pressure.
I will let you spend willpower on one of these rolls.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh.
Yep. You barely get out. I mean, the whatever hacking thing they had, that nearly caught you. So close. You barely.
Yeah, as soon as she's out of it, I mean, everything's been saved to the SIM card. She pops the battery out of that bitch. She pulls the SIM card, tucks it in. I don't even know where. Does she even have pockets right now?
Do you really want to chance it?
I'm sure.
No, I will put them in my other. I will tuck it into my other phone case, and I'm going to take that phone and I am going to just huck it into the fucking water as I drive back to pick up Melanthe. Like it is going away.
The music changes to William Tell Overture as well as you're driving away.
Yeah, she skates. She skates out of that bitch so hard, so fast. And
I'm gonna put I'll put like this. Melanthe can hear that from where she is in the kind of Docklands area. You can hear that. You can hear the William Tell Overture at full volume, and everyone's like looking outside, going, "What in the fuck?"
I feel like this picture very clearly illustrates what is going on in this restaurant right now. She's just like, I am. Num, 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 this wine is amazing. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Charlotte, you'll be driving back and you'll hear you know what I mean as you're driving.
Oh shit. This is the best worst theme music ever for my escape. And yeah. She will just head back towards the docks.
Yep.
Melanthe is 2/3 of the way through a bottle of wine.
Like
She's
most people
definitely
at the
not
wine are
involved
thinking,
with
"Oh, it's just
whatever's
whatever."
going
Like,
on. She has an alibi. Look at all of these people who can see her right now.
like some of the people are like, "Oh, it must have been like that fucking Harbor Festival," or you know what I mean, that type of shit. Oh, that was on today. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh Jesus, I have regrets.
Changes to this bit. As finally Charlotte arrives back, the last music you hear is this. This one I'll put in the side chat.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh no. Melanthe just like turns her head in the direction of the suburbs, half expecting to see flames rising into the night.
Probably for semantic reasons, that's what Charlotte opens the door. Probably.
Oh no. Oh no. You think she is going into a building looking like this? Hell no. She just parks that car where it is visible from the restaurant because it is a bright pink car and Melanthe will figure it the fuck out.
But yeah, you'll hear the music kick in, then the oh! You look back, you're like, Jesus Christ.
That bright pink car pulls into a parking spot a bit away, like on the other side from the window, so people from the restaurant can't look at the driver. But yeah. Oh look.
The real question is whether or not Melanthe is allowed to take the partially emptied bottle of wine with her, or if they're feisty about that sort of thing.
Nah, that'd be nice. No. They're
They'd be
more
like,
like, nah, you're
That's
fine.
fine. Don't even. Here's the cork. Don't even worry about it.
She's such a nice Greek girl.
Yeah. You like family. Don't you know?
Oh god.
Oh, don't you know? Oh, hello there. But no, you
She's
get in the
burdened with
car and-
like 4 takeout bags full of boxes of God knows what, and like the mostly empty bottle just like shoved under her arm with the cork in it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As long as Charlotte gets her card back, she ain't mad. She'll fucking manage the damage later.
That gets pulled out of her cleavage.
That
This
is
yours.
Yep, that is also tucked in the purse. Nothing is going into this outfit. It might never come out again.
But you sit in and you can still hear the music, building up
She
essentially.
stops, just like looks back again, still expecting flames to climb into the like just something.
Charlotte is scared to look. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It probably looks totally calm on this side.
It does, yeah. Completely calm. Just the
Completely calm on
music.
this side. That's not ominous at all.
Nope, not ominous at all.
I think
You saw nothing. I saw nothing. I have somewhere very important to be this week. I have to visit my mother. Oh God, I can't even go back to my apartment. He's got it booked. Oh God, I have to get a motel.
mm-hmm.
I'll
Be
You know what?
careful.
Yeah, the only people are gonna see me is
The Umbra, because
Your Glasswalker net is going nuts on your phone, by the way, Charlotte.
the color changing is going to. Someone will notice.
Yep, this is your stop. I apologize for making you walk any distance, but I cannot be fucking seen like this.
So for Melante's sake, to put this in good,
Just keep me in the loop, would you?
I will let you know what I know.
Yep. Charlotte is so gone.
Yeah, she just shows back up on Sept Lake with her armloads of stuff and just heads back towards the public housing. It's a bit of a
Cora's
hike from where she got dropped off.
running.
but-
Cora's running up to you at full speed, like, "Oh my God, did you hear what the fuck is happening?" Like bouncing up.
And
and down
Melanie
your-
looks just like shell shocked. Like I was getting food, and then there's just this music out of nowhere. What?
So someone pranked Carves the Path.
No.
Someone- Nod. His whole house got like speakers blew, the glass blew, things just I don't know what the fuck they did, but apparently him and his wife were having dinner, and Marcel was there, and it just holds up her hands. Chaos.
Ooh. It might just be the wild. I was just down by the docklands, dockyard, the thing. It is.
Should nod.
I need to talk to Neri. Actually, it's strange there now.
We we need to have a talk about that. I think the Wormful wanted to talk to us anyway, so we'll probably all have a talk about that. But she'll lean in. Well, nobody was like badly hurt in Carv's place. It's just that she'll smirk and snort.
I must be furious. Oh God, do you think it's spreading?
They turned his suits to different colors. And his wife's favorite dress is now like neon pink.
Oh no.
I know, it was really nice. She's a lovely lady.
Oh, the poor thing.
Marcel just, I don't even know what happened to Marcel, but apparently it was hilarious. His hair's gone. He has no like.
His hair?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Nod.
Whew. We definitely need to make sure it's not spreading. That's
That.
Hmm.
Touches her hair
All things in
defensively. Do you know what I mean?
balance.
She touches her hair so protectively, like, yeah.
all
We'll be
things
fine,
in
come on.
balance. Oh yeah, let me get this to the kitchen and I have to feed Calliope and myself. I have had and she's just kind of like does that lean sideways to indicate the bottle of wine that's under her arm. She's like, I started, but
Well, apparently his hair is like it's even so white you can barely see it. Like it went
Oh, no.
super blonde.
Oh,
It's
no,
there,
I'm
but
going to have to-
super.
I'm going to
She
have to
looks at
not
her phone
laugh,
and,
or
like,
he will
Perfectly has a picture of it. It is like snow. You know what I mean?
She just oh no. Oh, no.
I don't know who did it. I really don't.
And Melanthi's just like, eh?
Yeah, as you two make it head off, and would you guys like to end this chaotic scene there?
Do you just want me to blue book the contrition?
Yeah.
Okay, good. God help her. All right. We will call it there. Oh, I'm a dead girl walking.